So, why do you think squash got the name squash?
Le preguntamos a unos niños por qué piensan que se llama calabaza.
Is it squishy? Because it's squishy.
It's squishy.
And if anybody steps on it, then they'll squish the squash.
Well, I don't think so, because you're stepping on squash right now. You're not busting the squash, are you?
No, this is inside of it. It's squishy.
Inside. I thought you meant the whole squash itself. Well, these squashes are squashing me.
Shyam Shabaka is the director of Eco Village Farm in Richmond, California, where he grows squash and other vegetables. Shyam Shabaka es el director de Eco Village Farm en Richmond, California, donde cosecha calabaza y otros vegetales.
And we're going to find some squash up here, a few squash up here. But these are, this is still a very, even though it's late and we're in the middle of, well, actually the third week in October. If you come back in a couple of days, this will have blossomed and it will look like, this here. If we have continue to have some fairly warm weather, it'll more likely grow to maturity.
Why do you think squash is called squash?
It's round and...
Maybe because all the things inside the squash are really squash.
Squash like when you're covering a pumpkin. Like my Uncle Daniel's pumpkin, it got squashed.
Yep. Need some help? So, what do you think about squash? Have you ever eaten it?
No, but I'm gonna eat it some night. My sister got 2 squashes and me.
I'm Bill Fujimoto. This is my store. This is actually my father's store.
Bill Fujimoto vende mucha variedad de calabaza en la Marqueta Monterey in Berkeley.
They all have this hard shell when they grow. They all have big seeds inside. They all have this cavity that has the seeds. I'm not sure why they're called squashes.
How many different squashes do you think there are? ¿Cuántas diferentes variedades de calabazas piensas que hay?
Butternut squash, pumpkin, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Acorn squash, water squash. Probably estimate about 200 types of squash.
There's colors and, the squashes actually came from the Americas. When Columbus went back, or when one of those trips, he actually brought squash seeds in the other direction.
Cristóbal Colombo trajo calabazas de las Américas a Europa.
When the squashes went around the world, everybody started. They went to little farmers, and then they gradually developed the seeds they wanted.
Mira, ¿ves cómo tienen las semillas? Y esas se comen. Doradas, mira.
What are some of the different squashes you find around the world? ¿Cuáles son las diferentes variedades de calabazas que se encuentran alrededor del mundo?
Squashes like this and like this that you'll find in southern Africa. Kabocha. It's kabocha, Japanese sounding name. It's Asian.
Some are like different shapes that you've never seen.
Little gourds out there. The little, those are that dumpling squash, spaghetti squash.
It was an Indian name.
How many different colors do you think squashes come in? ¿Cuántas variedades de colores piensas que hay de calabazas?
Orange, green, yellow.
There are some melons that look very similar to this when you cut it open. There's something that's called a yellow meat watermelon. There have been people who have come out to our fields and gotten these without our permission, basically stole them, thinking that they were watermelons. And I can imagine the expression on their face when they get home and cut it and find out that it's not a watermelon.
Do you know what squashes taste like? ¿Cómo sabe la calabaza?
The taste, that's a very delicious squash.
I like to eat some kind of squash. It's a pie kind